Hello and welcome to Big Friendly Grub. I hope you're doing well. And as you can see, I've gone for a bit more of a relaxed setup today because I'm actually filming on a weekday evening today instead of at the weekend. So I've already been at work all day and I didn't want to run around trying to get everything set up like I usually do. The reason I'm filming on a weekday this week is because I had something all planned for the weekend. I had something in mind. So I ordered something at the beginning of the week. I thought it was going to take at most 3 days to arrive, and it took a whole week and it didn't come until yesterday. And to be honest, it's not something I don't think I can film in an evening, but I wanted to get something up for you this week, so I have decided to try and incorporate a video into my dinner. Basically, I need something to eat for tonight, and I had an idea that I could possibly make one of my favourite things in the entire world. And what might that be, you might ask? Well, you've probably already read the title of the video. It's Coronation Chicken. Now, if you're unsure of what Coronation Chicken is, it's actually a dish that was made for the coronation of Queen Victoria. What is it, Queen Victoria? Is it Queen Elizabeth II? Oh God, I don't know now. Anyway, it was for a coronation of a queen at some point in time. And basically, it's one of the best things in the world, I think. It's also super versatile. It goes in sandwiches a lot of the time. You see it in sandwiches. It's one of my favourite sandwich fillings in the whole world, but it's also pretty versatile. You'll see it in salads and on jacket potatoes and all sorts over here. And it's basically chicken in a mayonnaise sauce, but with like curry spices, and you can get things like sultanas in it, or dried apricots, and sometimes flaked almonds. And it's basically one of the best quick things you can make in the entire world. But I didn't want to make any old Coronation Chicken today. I wanted to do a super duper version of Coronation Chicken. That's why today I'm going to be making Coronation Chicken using poached chicken thighs, because chicken thighs are the best part of a chicken, don't at me. And we're going to be poaching them in chicken stock, butter, and a hint of saffron, because we're being super saucy today. But of course, if you don't want to go through the rigmarole of poaching your chicken thighs or any chicken, you can absolutely do this recipe with leftover chicken. In fact, that's one of the best uses for leftover chicken, making Coronation Chicken. And I'm going to show you how to make the delicious Coronation Chicken sauce as well. So enough talking, because I'm hungry and this is what my dinner's going to be tonight basically. And let's get going with the video. Right, for our Coronation Chicken, we're going to need some cooked chicken. As I mentioned before, you can totally use this with leftover chicken from your roast or from last night's dinner, whatever that may have been. Well, assuming it's chicken. But today I'm going to be poaching chicken thighs because they are the tastiest part of the chicken, and poaching just adds some tenderness to them, and it allows us to soak some really nice flavours into those chicken thighs. So to get started, we are going to be using 75 grams, no, sorry, we're going to be using 100 grams of butter. Remember I said this is going to be the ultimate Coronation Chicken, and poaching those chicken thighs in butter is going to add to that so much. Then we're also going to need about 500 millilitres of chicken stock for our poaching liquid. We're adding this into a pan over its medium-ish heat. Then we're adding in some dried thyme, about half a tablespoon. And then we are adding in a pinch of saffron. And I do mean a pinch because you don't get a lot of this stuff in one go because it's super expensive. It is pretty much one of the most expensive things on the planet per gram, for the weight of it. It's super expensive, so I use this stuff sparingly, but this seemed like the perfect time to dig it out and really add to this. So I'm adding in some strands of saffron, not loads like I said, because you don't need a lot. And that's our poaching liquid, so we just need to melt that butter in and bring this up to a gentle simmer. So our liquid is poaching away, so I'm going to just gently add in our chicken thighs. So I'm going to leave those to poach away for a good 40 minutes. So I'm going to go find something else to do in the meantime, because I can literally do nothing else until these babies are cooked. Right, it's been about 40-45 minutes and our chicken thighs are now lovely and poached. So you can see already that this is just falling apart here. It's just so lovely and tender. So all I'm going to do now is pull some chicken. You alright, darling? You come here often? Sorry, I can't even do chat up lines in jest. They're just so cringe. So cringe. Anyway, let's get pulling. So that's our chicken all shredded. Nice combination of shredded bits and chunky bits, and that's going to be absolutely perfect for our coronation chicken. So I'm going to pop this to one side now, and we can get on with the actual coronation sauce. The whole place smells amazing already, so once we actually make this coronation sauce, we're going to have so many great flavours going on. Right, now we've got our chicken prepared, we can make our coronation sauce. And I'm about to show you this for the second time because I was actually just filming this moments before, but then my phone rang and it cut off what I was filming. So I have to do it all over again. See, this is what I started earlier. It doesn't look very appealing now, but it's going to. But because of all the process I went through to make this, I have to start again. But it's okay, these things happen. And it's not hard, it's really not. So this won't take too long to show you again. Right, first things first, because coronation chicken is primarily a mayonnaise base, we are going to need some mayonnaise. I've got some nice organic stuff here, but any mayonnaise will do. Homemade mayonnaise is even better, but shop-bought mayonnaise is just fine if you don't want to go through the whole rigmarole of making our own mayonnaise. So I'm going to go for 6 tablespoons of mayonnaise using my half tablespoon measure because my tablespoon measure has disappeared for some reason. I can't find it at all. So that's about our 6 tablespoons of mayonnaise, 12 of those because they're half the size. See, I can do maths. Then I'm going to add in 3 tablespoons of creme fraiche. You don't have to add this in, but I like to because it adds a lovely freshness, a little bit of sharpness to it, and it's just really, really good. It's just so creamy and fresh, hence creme fraiche. Anyway, I'm going to go with 3 tablespoons of this stuff, and that's 6 of these. Then I'm going to add in 3 tablespoons of mango chutney. If you've not had mango chutney before, it's so good. It's the best chutney out there. Not even going to argue that point, it just is. And it's full of spices and it goes fantastically with curry. Hence why it's so good in this sauce, because it complements the curry powder that we're going to put in so nicely. So I'm going with 3 tablespoons of this. Then to give it that distinctive coronation chicken flavour, we're going to need some mild curry powder. I emphasise mild because you can get hot curry powder, but because coronation chicken is generally a milder dish, you don't need the hot one. You could do if you wanted to, but I've never had it hot and I really enjoy spicy food. So I would stick with the traditional mild curry. So we're going to need probably half a tablespoon, that will do nicely. And I'm also adding in 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Then for the last of the spices, I'm adding in 1/4 tablespoon, not 1/4 tablespoon, that would be way too much, 1/4 teaspoon of ground turmeric. This is mainly for the colour, but it adds a nice little bit of flavour as well. Then because I've still got the poaching liquid that we poached the chicken in, I'm going to add in a couple of spoonfuls of the poaching liquid because it seems like a shame to let it go to waste. So not a lot, just a couple of tablespoons just to get some of that turmeric and that lovely buttery flavour in there. Not too much, just enough to get that lovely buttery flavour with the saffron in there. Then I'm going to get a wooden spoon and just mix this all together. So that's all combined, and now this step is purely optional, but I'm adding in some sultanas now because every time I've had coronation chicken, it's had sultanas in it. I'm going for simply the Sainsbury's basic sultanas because I am a basic bitch. So I'm popping these in. You could also go for dried apricots as well, chunks of dried apricot, because that is also quite common. Sometimes you'll see like flaked almonds in here as well, but I've never had it personally. I'm just going to give that a very quick taste. You know what? I'm going to add probably another half a tablespoon of curry powder into that because that's not strong enough for my liking. Always taste stuff as you go along because at the end of the day you're making this for you and you've got to adjust it for your taste, and I need this stronger. Let's give that another go. I can double dip because I'm just making this for me, otherwise don't double dip, that's gross. Much better, much better. So I go for a tablespoon of curry powder. Now this is all ready for us to get our chicken into. In we slide that. Still got some of that poaching liquid on there as well, so that will get in there too. Then we just gently stir that in. And that is it, that is all ready. It doesn't look overly appetizing here, but trust me, it's going to taste amazing. So now I need to get this onto something or into something, so I'm going to do that right now, and then we can have a look and give it a try because I can't wait. So I've prepared my second favourite way to enjoy coronation chicken, which is in a jacket potato. My favourite way is in a sandwich, but because I have no bread and it's actually dinner time, I thought a jacket potato would be a more appropriate way to enjoy it. Now I know it's not the most pretty thing in the world, but trust me when I say this is going to taste amazing. So as light is dwindling away and I'm getting hungrier by the moment, let's do the right thing and give this a taste. So there you go, a rather unconventional and off-the-cuff video today, but hopefully you enjoyed it, and that's how you make Coronation chicken. This is like my ultimate Coronation chicken there. It smelled great, and I can't wait to get stuck into this, so that is what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to try this bit of chicken right here. I've got the jacket potato there, but the chicken here is the star of the show. Oh, that is so good. I love Coronation chicken so much. I have done since, like, as far as I can remember, like before I was a teenager, which was a fair while ago now. It's just so nice, it's so flavoursome. It's kind of like a quintessential British thing. Whoever's Coronation it was for, I don't really care. It's just so good, and I'm really glad that whoever came up with this did. So you can pick Coronation chicken sandwiches up in most shops, but it really is at its best when you make it yourself. You put what you want in it. Like I said before, if you don't like sultanas, don't use sultanas. Use apricots. If you don't like apricots, don't use those either. Just make the chicken in the sauce. That's delicious too. It really is so good. And if you've never made it before, give it a try. It doesn't take that long. I've whipped this up in like an evening, and that's even after having to make the sauce twice. So it really doesn't take that long. The thing that took the longest was baking the potato. And you don't have to have it in potato. Have it in a sandwich. Have it in a sandwich, some lettuce, tomato, whatever you want. Have it in a bowl, stick your face in it, I don't care, just make it, it's so good. But that's it, I'm going to go enjoy this. I hope you enjoyed the video. It was a little bit unconventional today because, like I said, I'm filming in the evening. Hopefully we'll be back to our regular schedule this weekend. I'll be hopefully doing the video that I had planned before this, and we'll see what comes of it. Otherwise, I'm going to go enjoy this now, and I will see you on the next Big Friendly Grub. Bye!